Hi, everybody. This is Degobuster approach to playing the races with bullseye handicapping. Um, we're at the big day, the prom, the Whitney, uh, 14 race card at Saratoga today. 14 races. And most players have been playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So there's 30 races, maybe even 30 to 50 races that we could have played. But I've decided to practice the art of restriction and have passed on all those races. Try practicing my mofo Joe in the sense of doing the hey, how you doing, man? Up with the birds, right? Up with the horses. Doing a lot of crazy things happened, Cliff. I was impelled to go come on again. Uh, you're up early too, huh? So yeah. So what happened to me is I woke up and I woke up insane because I'm a horse player, right? And um, the good news is that this year, for the first time ever, I'm not using horse racing data. I'm not using the racing form. I'm not using the thoroughgraphs. Uh, the thoroughgraphs. Let me just say hello to this guy. I can't even do it. It's so early in the morning. So let me get going here again. I get distracted. Usually do this by myself, so I haven't been able to communicate because I'm just coming on, trying to realizing that I'm probably a better coach than I am a player. Um, Probably a better sixth man than a guy who plays all the time. So getting back to waking up and first thing is when you wake up as a horse player, you're on fire. Um, because you want to do what you do, which is play the horses. Uh, so first, what I want to do is go over, my impressions of Saratoga, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I remember, I don't know if you know the late Mike Pizzola. He died a year ago, I think. And I followed him for 30 years. He did value capping. Pace makes the race. He wrote books. He was a lawyer and he had really a pretty good following for value capping. And his mantra was you better race where you can get wowed, where you can beat the favorite, the vulnerable favorite, and the horses that you like or the horse you like is of good value. Something like the Whitney today, which I decided I can't play the Whitney this year, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So, like if he was handy, who's the vulnerable favorite? Who would be the vulnerable favorite in the Whitney? In my mind, the vulnerable favorite is the shiny horses, the pretty horses, the horses that everybody's wowed about right now. everybody's wowed about magnitude right now, and everybody's wowed about the filly. Um, People are disappointed in sovereignty. People think that Baeza has mental problems, so to speak. Wide Barrios, the old dog in the group, and um, he could or he couldn't. You don't know. Antiquarium looks like more of a mile and a quarter horse, but that horse is a good horse. So everybody representing, that I just spoke about, all if you ran the race 20 times, I don't think you'd get the same result over and over and over again. I think that you'd actually get different winners each time, depending on, all kinds of different variables. And the other thing is, it's probably going to be only a 7 horse field. So we're spending, 75% of the narrative is going to be on the Whitney. And, we're filling our subconsciouses with all that information. But the truth of the matter is that all that information is now diluted. There's really there's no reason to, from an investment point of view, to get involved. It's a little bit like the Jim Dandy was. It's a race that you might want to just watch, not make an investment in, because there's no real value. Meaning, maybe you can find a little value in Antiquarium, because it looks like he's going to be 10-1. But everybody else is, right, probably where they, should be. So that's not really a playable race, I realized. And I realized that it's basically just ego, having an ego. I can pick the winner here. I'm the smartest guy in the room. I know. But the truth of it, I woke up and I said to myself, I think the reason I'm involved is because I've been following these horses all year long, just like everybody else. And I have an opinion. And, do I want to stay with that opinion? And that's ego. Yeah, I want everybody to know that I picked the horse in a 7 horse field to be the winner, or I'm going to I'm going to make a lot of money on a 7 horse field, where, 4 or 5 of them have a chance to win. Insane, totally insane. Just like this song, right? I remember when, I remember, there's something about that my theme song, it's a fact. I lost my mind. I wanted to go to the prom, to watch, today and play. But again, the most important part of playing in our game is picking the right races. And, because of my subconscious knowing that I had opinions on the horses that are running in the Whitney, that's great, for watching it again, but not for playing it. For playing it, the value is going to be, and Mike Pizzola brought this up quite a bit every time he did a rant, that sometimes the places where you can make money are not in where everybody else is. And as a horse player, you want to be contrarian. You want to be in a different playground than everybody else is. And I've always been in a different playground. Horse players are different, and most of us try to think that we're in a different playground. So I believe that I'm without a doubt in a playground, but I think that I dance back and forth, and that's the dilemma. The dilemma is the confusion of not having one approach but having many approaches, and that causes a wobble. And my approach in playing the races is if you wobble, you pass. Um, you know, you're only gonna go into your pocket and make an investment when you have a feeling that a strong feeling, a without a doubt feeling on a race. But the most important part, and the first part, is the selection of the race. Selecting the race that you can get lucky and you can get paid. And it's unfortunately it's not the Whitney. But again, what happens is that you get so much information from the media. The same like when you see an ad over and over and over and over again, and then you find yourself buying the product, where and you didn't even want the product. And that's what's happening here. Is there's so much talked about, and that's why you have to learn the art of detachment. Is you got to detach from that. So when I woke up, I realized that. I said to myself, "Holy shit! I'm my mind drifted off to a different place." I have an opinion on the Whitney. So what? There's no way. Yeah, you're not going to make money on a 7-horse field. You're just not anything that's going to wow you, because it's not a good investment. And so now you got to clean the slate. You got to throw out the files in your brain and get out of the narrative of the Whitney. I'm going to watch the Whitney is the narrative. I'm going to just watch it, and hope that it gives you information for a race in the future. But as to, saying, I loved Baeza in this race, or I loved Sovereignty in this race, or didn't like Magnitude, whatever. It's a 7-horse race. That's not where the money is made. The money is made in those other horses. I mean, in those other races, the races that, have like a 12-horse field, and it's made in 2-year-olds, or it has a high uncertainty. That's where the money can be made, is what I'm finding. And the beautiful thing is you don't need horse racing information for those races. You can remove your ego. You can remove the King Kong in you. You can remove the fact that you think because you don't know. Because the game is highly uncertain, and the most difficult game in town, so to speak. So I don't. I'm happy, that I burnt off that fire of what I want to do with my day. And the first thing I want to do is erase the Whitney and make like it's already over, and not listen to, and be detached from all information related to that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make crystal clear clarity boards for trying to find a race on the card that will give me an opportunity to get lucky and get paid. And doing a crystal clear clarity board where I think that the dismissed horses, not because of a jockey, not because of a trainer, not because of any information on the racing form, but because of the fact that that's the race I'm selecting. And it's not the Whitney, but I don't know which race it is. And because the investment is large, anywhere from 400, 500 to $1,000 that you might make on a race, or a couple of races. Your selection in the race you play is the most important. So that's the route I'm going to take. I'm going to take the route of trying to get lucky and trying to get paid without using horse racing information at all. Just the horse racing information for me is a combination of all of the odds from the way you guys see the race, included with now the trainer, the owner, the jockey, and everybody they told. Once the odds boards comes up when the race is going to start, you can get a peek at it at the daily doubles to see what the odds are going to be. And the good thing is that Aragona is pretty damn good with the odds board. He's not too far off. You get a little surprise here and a little surprise there. So it's pretty much going to be the way it looks like, except for, again, like I said, you'll see something in there that'll be off. And usually that means that's a story. That's a story in the story. And then once you do the crystal clear clarity board, then you're not interested in the contenders at all. You're not interested in the contenders at all, in the sense of your attention. My attention is going to go toward, the 2 or 3 horses in the race that you think have no chance. That have 3 legs. That are from Finger Lakes. That are from, it's a jockey, not Pratt, Ortiz, Franco, Ortiz brothers, Franco, and those guys. It's someone like Morales. And the other thing that's different in what I'm doing is that I'm not trying to win the race. I'm not trying to find a horse that you're looking for, which is a winner, a horse that you feel really, really good about, and he's going to be part of your pick 5s, pick 6s, pick 4s, pick 3s, and daily doubles. I'm not in that playground. I'm in the playground of trying to get lucky and get paid by my horse at 27 to 1 and over, taking second, 45 to 1 and over, taking third, 60 to 1 and over, and taking fourth. In a big field, which intimidates the hell out of you. So you're going to probably go deep and go with 5 horses, but I'm not. I'm going to be looking for. But the key again is picking the race. And how do you pick the race? Mojo, felt sense, but most importantly, you let the bet make you. You let the bet make you. It's no different than, it's a completely different game, because it's not about what you think it is. It's more about, I call it flow and glow. It's flow, your flow. When I met my wife, before I met her, as soon as I met her, I knew she was going to be my wife. When I bought one of my houses, my last house, all I did was look at it. In 10 minutes, I knew I was going to buy that house. Same with the car. Same with the experience when I played soccer on rainy days. I scored 3 goals in college. 3 goals because I had a felt set. It's mojo. And after playing the game for 40 years, that's where you get. You don't have to be a crazy, insane horse player, like SETI and shit. That dude is fucking bada, boom, bam, bam, bam. All I got to do is watch him, and it's a reflection of me, one of the tribe members. It's just horse players are fucking insane, no doubt about it, and especially me. And that's why I don't play the way I used to play anymore, because I don't want to be ba boo boo anymore. I don't want to do that. So the only way I was able to do that was to eliminate my ego. Again, like I said. So again, I'll come on later with talking about with the crystal clear clarity board. But I just was dying to record that. I'm not playing the Whitney. I'm not going to have anything to do with the Whitney, because again, it's not a playable race. And to be able to do that makes me feel a lot better, because now my mind is erased. I can just erase that. I can just take that out and now go to what I really want to do, which is acknowledge the way I want to play now, which is to get lucky and to get paid, absence ego, absence horse racing information. But just pick, being able to pick the right race with the highest uncertainty with the most amount possible chaos. Chaos is all the things that you don't want. I want. I want what he's to be stuck on the inside and not be able to get out and end up taking fifth and being off the board at 4 to 5. Chaos is my friend. I want the favorite to come out of the gate and get bumped. I want my 45-1 dismissed horse with 3 legs to grow a leg coming out of the gate. To grow a leg coming out of the gate, and then he's a completely different horse. But you don't see that. You don't see that on the racing form. You don't. All you see is that he's got 3 legs. But you didn't know that. Once the gate starts, they put on his 4th leg, and he runs like he surprises you. And you say, "What the fuck? How did this horse get here? How in hell is this horse able to win this race?" That's what you hear in the commentary. Like yesterday, it was phenomenal. They're talking, the 11 horse who took second at a huge price. The comments from the professionals was, I think, probably Sterling, was this horse, how he's in the race. They don't know. This horse has no chance whatsoever. And then after the race, Amos says he almost could have won the race. So that just shows you that, horse racing information is bullshit. Horse racing information, all it does is inflate your ego to give you the courage to go into your pocket and contribute your money to the pool. Contribute your money to the pool versus, understanding that this game is impossible. You basically have to just be in the right place at the right time on the right day, and that'll be just your moment of truth. And then you have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it because you're addicted to the game. I don't want to do that. I want to just be like a coach who gets to come in once in a while and do a rubber dub and have a pleasant horse racing experience, and not be, I have to, I got to. Today's the day. The intensity of that just makes you ba ba boo boo. So you lose the main reason why you came in the game was to, have enjoyable horse racing experiences and win a little bit of money, not get a master's degree in insanity, not to get a master's degree in, learning how to read the racing forms, learning how to read the thoroughcraft sheets, learning how to, read the pace analysis. They try to predict the pace many, many times and they're not even close. Because the game is not about what you think it is. The game, and you learn that after 40 years. My mantra's always been, you can beat a race, but you can't beat the races. I believe that. I'm totally convinced of that. So again, I'm going to go in and, I'm probably not going to get involved early. I'm going to probably go to my friend's karate studio today and spend 3 hours over there helping him and everything. And let the first 5 or 6 races go, no matter what. And what I'll try to do there is just that's when I start to get my mojo to see what's going to be happening. You'll also find out what the actual weather was last night. You'll get like a felt sense on the day. And then by the 6th race, you kind of know what's what, one way or another. I'm not going to listen to any more literature or narratives on the Whitney. I just want to see the race, and that's it. So if I hear something on that now, I'm gonna take off my elephant ears and put on my little tiny ears and mute it out, because I've had more than enough narrative on that. I'm done. Now my focus is going to be, can I be wowed by one of these other races after the 6th race? Is there any race in there that, um, from something I hear or something I feel, again, a felt sense, let the bet make you, or don't make the bet. And the only reason I can do that is because I'm not engaged. I'm not committed. I'm not going to be playing pick threes, pick fours, and pick fives and things like that. I'm not going to be using the thoroughgraph sheets to, figure out pace. I'm not going to use the racing form to handicap the race. I'm not going to use pace analysis from time form. I'm not going to use trainer stats. None of that. All I'm going to use is a crystal clear clarity board, the odds. When from the doubles first, and then from when the races are gonna start 2 minutes in when they show the actual odds board, and then I'll know. I can actually even do it before that. That's how much I believe in the the actual odds board. Because what happens is then you start thinking you know something, and I don't want to do that because I don't know nothing. Again, it's just being getting lucky and getting paid and being in the right place in the right time. So I'll talk to you guys a little later. Uh, and um, I know you're out there probably handicapping like crazy, or some of you aren't even up. Some of you are recovering from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll talk again soon. Bye now.